Many WNBA fans are calling out the referee problem. After every single game, WNBA players, fans, coaches are all complaining about the referees, and they have shown that they're not going to change anything because the referees continue to be horrible.
It's shocking.
Caitlin Clark will be sidelined for at least 2 weeks
with a quad injury.
Shockwaves are hitting the WNBA as one of its referees is reportedly fired following the release of explosive new footage showing Caitlin Clark's latest injury. Fans have been demanding accountability for weeks, and now the evidence is impossible to ignore. The video, which shows a blatant missed call that led to Clark's fall, has gone viral, sparking outrage and calls for reform. For too long, Caitlin Clark has faced targeted aggression on the court with little protection. But now, the tide may finally be turning, and it looks like justice is catching up to the league. The unjust treatment of Caitlin Clark on the court. Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever's electrifying rookie, has rapidly become one of the WNBA's most talked about players, not just for her talent, but for the troubling physical treatment she endures on the court. In a recent game against the Seattle Storm, Clark took a hard slap to the forehead while driving to the basket. To the disbelief of fans, commentators, and even opposing players, no foul was called. Unfortunately, this wasn't an isolated incident. During a tense playoff matchup against the Connecticut Sun, Clark was visibly fouled on multiple occasions, including a blatant slap to the face during a layup attempt. Again, no whistle from the officials. These repeated oversights have raised concerns about both fairness and player safety in the WNBA. The physicality Clark faces has drawn comparisons to the infamous Jordan rules, a defensive tactic used in the NBA to wear down star players through relentless, often unchecked aggression. For a rookie, such treatment is not only demoralizing, but potentially dangerous. Clark has remained remarkably composed and resilient, continuing to play with grit, passion, and poise. Her refusal to retaliate or be shaken by the lack of calls speaks volumes about her professionalism and commitment to the game. Still, the WNBA must act. Allowing this pattern to continue risks more than just the integrity of the sport. It jeopardizes the health of one of the league's brightest young stars. As the WNBA seeks to grow its fan base and elevate its visibility, ensuring that rising talents like Caitlin Clark are protected and officiated fairly is critical. Addressing these officiating inconsistencies is not just about one player, it's about upholding the standards of fairness, safety, and respect that every professional athlete deserves. The impact of officiating on Clark's performance and team dynamics. The inconsistent officiating Caitlin Clark has faced this season has not only impacted her individually, but has also had significant repercussions on the Indiana Fever's overall performance. In multiple games, Clark has been the target of overly physical play with minimal intervention from referees. These oversights disrupt the flow of the game and often shift momentum away from the Fever. One glaring example occurred in a closely contested matchup against the New York Liberty. In the final moments, Clark was clearly fouled while attempting a game-tying shot, yet no whistle was blown. The Fever ultimately lost 90-88, a defeat that could have been avoided with proper officiating. Such instances not only cost the team points, but also erode player confidence and morale. Clark's leadership on the court is essential to the Fever's chemistry and success. She plays a central role in orchestrating plays, setting the pace, and motivating her teammates. When she's subjected to uncalled fouls, it diminishes her effectiveness and undermines her presence as a floor general. The WNBA must address these officiating inconsistencies and ensure that all players, rookies and veterans alike, are treated fairly. Doing so is critical for protecting athletes, maintaining competitive balance, and preserving the integrity of the game. The league's response and the need for accountability. Amid rising concerns over inconsistent officiating, the WNBA has taken initial steps to address the issue. One notable example was the league's decision to upgrade a foul by Chennedy Carter on Caitlin Clark to a flagrant 1 violation following a post-game review. While this move demonstrates the league's willingness to acknowledge officiating errors, it also underscores a more pressing concern: the lack of real-time accountability. Correcting calls after the fact does little to protect players during the game or alter its outcome. At the same time, disciplinary actions, such as fining Angel Reese for skipping a post-game interview, suggest the league is focused on player conduct. However, these measures sidestep the core issue, ensuring officiating is consistent, fair, and protective of all athletes, especially rising stars like Clark. To truly address the problem, the WNBA must adopt more proactive measures. These could include enhanced referee training, rigorous in-game evaluations, and a transparent review process where teams and players can voice grievances. Instituting such reforms would not only promote fairness, but also build trust among players, coaches, and fans. Ultimately, if the WNBA is serious about growing its audience and maintaining the integrity of the sport, it must prioritize real-time officiating standards and player safety at every level. The broader implications for the WNBA's reputation. The treatment of Caitlin Clark and the recent officiating controversies carry significant implications for the WNBA's reputation and future growth, as the league works diligently to increase its viewership, attract sponsors, and broaden its fan base. Ensuring the fair and consistent treatment of all players is absolutely essential. High-profile incidents involving missed calls, physical play that goes unchecked, and perceived bias not only affect game outcomes but also undermine the credibility of the league. These controversies can discourage potential fans, deter sponsors, and hinder the WNBA's efforts to elevate women's basketball on a global stage. Caitlin Clark, as one of the most marketable, recognizable, and talented rookies to enter the WNBA in recent years, plays a pivotal role in drawing in new audiences. Her dynamic playing style, long-range shooting, and competitive spirit have generated excitement both in arenas and across media platforms. For many young fans, she represents a new era of women's basketball, allowing her to be subjected to excessive physicality or unfair treatment without proper officiating responses not only endangers her well-being but also sends a troubling message about player protection in the league. The WNBA must act decisively to ensure a fair, safe, and respectful environment for all athletes. Doing so will help preserve the league's integrity, protect its stars, and ensure continued momentum in its quest to grow the sport and inspire the next generation of fans. The role of media and public perception. Media coverage and public perception play a critical role in shaping the narrative surrounding officiating and player treatment in the WNBA. In recent weeks, widespread criticism of referees, particularly on social media platforms, has intensified following several high-profile incidents involving Caitlin Clark. Fans and commentators alike have expressed growing frustration over what they perceive as inconsistent or biased officiating. Comparisons to the physical play endured by Michael Jordan during his early NBA career suggest that many believe Clark is being unfairly targeted, both by opponents on the court and by the officials overseeing the games. These perceptions matter. They not only influence how current fans view the league, but also affect how potential new fans and sponsors assess its professionalism and integrity. Negative public sentiment, especially when it revolves around the treatment of a marquee player like Clark, can damage the WNBA's image and slow its momentum at a time when the league is working to expand its reach and visibility. To combat this, the WNBA must be proactive, engaging directly with fans, offering transparency around officiating standards and reviews, and showing a strong, visible commitment to fair play are essential steps. By doing so, the league can strengthen its relationship with the audience and reaffirm its dedication to providing a safe, respectful, and high-quality sporting experience. The importance of protecting star players. Protecting star players like Caitlin Clark is vital to the long-term success and growth of the WNBA. These athletes are more than just top performers for their teams. They are also influential ambassadors who help elevate the sport's visibility, inspire young fans, and attract media attention and sponsorships. Ensuring their safety and fair treatment on the court is not only a matter of player welfare, but also essential for maintaining the league's competitiveness and broadening its appeal. When officials overlook blatant fouls or allow excessive physicality, especially against high-profile players, it sends a troubling message that the health and performance of the league's most marketable stars are not being adequately protected. Such situations can lead to injuries, reduce the quality of gameplay, and discourage young, talented athletes from pursuing careers in the WNBA. Over time, this can impact the league's ability to attract, develop, and retain elite talent. To address these concerns, the WNBA must implement stricter and more consistent officiating standards while providing increased support and advocacy for players. Transparent accountability for referees, combined with a public commitment to player safety, will not only protect stars like Clark, but also foster a more positive, respectful, and competitive environment for all athletes, one that benefits the entire league and its growing fan base. The need for systemic changes in officiating. The recurring issues with officiating in the WNBA highlight the urgent need for systemic reform. Inconsistencies in foul calls and the perception of biased officiating undermine the integrity of the league and frustrate both players and fans. To address this, the WNBA should prioritize modernizing its officiating system. This includes revising and enhancing training programs for referees to ensure a clearer, more uniform understanding of the rules. Establishing more specific guidelines for calling fouls, especially in high-contact situations, can help reduce ambiguity and promote consistency across games. Integrating technology such as expanded use of instant replay and real-time decision-making tools would further assist officials in making accurate calls under pressure. Technology has already improved officiating in other professional sports, and the WNBA can benefit from similar advancements. Additionally, the creation of an independent body to oversee officiating, review performance, and handle complaints would introduce a much-needed layer of transparency and accountability. This external oversight could restore trust among players, coaches, and fans, signaling the league's commitment to fairness and high standards. By taking these steps, the WNBA can enhance the quality of the game, protect its athletes, and solidify its reputation as a forward-thinking professional sports league. Caitlin Clark's resilience and the path forward. Despite the challenges she has faced, Caitlin Clark continues to display remarkable resilience and unwavering dedication to her team and the sport. Her ability to stay composed and deliver strong performances, even in the face of questionable officiating, highlights her professionalism and mental toughness. Clark's conduct on and off the court serves as a model for aspiring athletes and reinforces her status as one of the league's rising stars. The WNBA must recognize the importance of supporting players like Clark by addressing the ongoing issues within its officiating system. Ensuring a fair and consistent playing field is essential not only for player safety and well-being, but also for maintaining the league's credibility. By implementing reforms and promoting transparency, the league can protect its athletes and strengthen its connection with fans. Clark's experience should act as a catalyst for meaningful change, fostering a more equitable and competitive environment across the WNBA. This incident isn't just about one ref, it's about a system that failed its biggest star. Caitlin Clark has brought record-breaking attention to the WNBA, and yet she's been mishandled, disrespected, and endangered. With the league's credibility now under fire, fans are calling for a full investigation and greater protection for the athletes who make the game worth watching. Caitlin deserves better, and this firing might just be the beginning of a long overdue reckoning. If the WNBA wants to survive this storm, it's time they treat their brightest star like the game changer she is.